In the semifinals earlier today, Marian Catholic pulled out the win in overtime against Neuqua Valley, and Hinsdale Central's quick offense passed up Lake Zurich to compete for a state championship title next on the IHSA television network. This is the final game of the IHSA Girls Class AA State Basketball Tournament here at Redbird Arena. Team records mean nothing at this point. Both teams are playing their last game of the season. Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Prati with the IHSA Television Network. The Marian Catholic Spartans and the Hinsdale Central Red Devils will compete tonight for a state championship. Now Marian Catholic got by Neuqua Valley in overtime to get here, and Hinsdale Central's quick offense got them past Lake Zurich. So for more on how these two teams match up in tonight's championship game, here are your announcers Dave Bernhardt and Stacy Carney.
Well, Lisa, there has been a buzz going on here in Normal all week because a lot of people figured this would be the very matchup we would see. In fact, a lot of people, when the brackets were announced a couple of months ago, thought that it could be Hinsdale Central and Marian Catholic, and that is exactly what we have, Stacy.
Yes, it is. And Dave, I think it's going to be a really exciting game. We've got Hinsdale Central, who finally got the monkey off their back. They're here in a championship game. They beat a great Lake Zurich team. And we got Marian Catholic, who just squeaked by in an overtime victory. I think we're in for a game that's going to go down to the wire. Both
these teams have had to work a few weeks to get here. Here's the road to Normal. First of all, for Hinsdale Central, it's been a steady march actually through York, New Trier, Champaign Centennial, and then as we said, that 12-point win earlier today over Lake Zurich. And ironically enough about that ball game, no players in double figures for Hinsdale Central. Now as far as Marian Catholic is concerned, the road to Normal was easy, but once they got here, well then things toughened up. Marshall, a 54-50 win after trailing by 14 points in the third quarter. And then, of course, that overtime win, a win over Neuqua Valley after you had the Marian Catholic Spartans blowing, if you will, a 15-point first-half lead. So that brings us here tonight, and when you come down to a state championship ball game, you better have some great point guards, and we do here tonight. First of all, for Hinsdale Central, Maggie Acuna.
Maggie Acuna is a consummate point guard. She doesn't look to score a lot, but she takes care of the basketball, and she distributes it well, quite well.
On the other side of the floor, Missy Minadero does everything you would ask. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall. She's a junior, but she gets the job done.
She definitely gets the job done. She's a floor general. She's an all-stater, and she showed why in the game, in the semifinal game. You know, she hit some big baskets for them, and she ran the team well.
Well, you heard Tom McKenna a little while ago from St. Ignatius say that he thought this would be a great matchup. The keys of this ball game, you've taken a long time with them, Stacy. What do we have?
As far as Hinsdale Central, they've got to stay poised. When the game got on the line, you know, they still took care of the ball. Maggie Acuna has to have the ball in her hands. They have to attack the basket. Every time she got in the paint, they got a great shot off. And their bench production, they've got to get production from players like Fleischman and Rendeck today, like they did, and also Nelson, who came through really big for them yesterday. For Marian has to have good guard play. Mary Basic has got to step up her game, and the two of Minadero and Basic have to really run this team. They need to rebound and run. Lacey has to get the ball out, get it up to one of the guards, and get down the floor. And also, they've got to play with a lot of confidence. In the last game, right when the game got a little bit tough, saw some of their faces, and they didn't look all that confident. Today, they've got to really stay confident and know that they can win this ball game.
These two teams are so well balanced. You heard Stacy just run through a list of names. We'll see them go 7 or 8 deep, and we will see them moments before they take the floor. Hinsdale Central making their way to a state championship ball game down the tunnel here at Redbird Arena. It doesn't get much better than that. As far as Neuqua Valley, well, of course, they brought home the third place trophy. Hinsdale Central looks to go one step farther. Now Marian Catholic, Shannon Reedy brings her team, first trip ever for the Spartans here in the state finals along with Hinsdale Central. That is a long walk into the locker room. So we are ready to go. The battle looms. Hinsdale Central and Marian Catholic, the Red Devils. Now they'll put it all on the line tonight against Marian Catholic. And yes, they have their supporters as well. Tonight, it's the Girls Class AA State Championship. Let's go to Jeff Fritzen, our public address announcer, for tonight's starting lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand at this time and join our guest soloist, Kelly Kaywood, a student at Normal Community High School, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for the championship game of the 2002 Illinois High School Association March Madness. First, from Hinsdale Central, a 5'5" junior, number 10, Melanie Kloger. From Marian Catholic, a 5'5" junior, number 22, Missy Minadero. From Hinsdale Central, a 5'9" sophomore, number 20, Stephanie Reith. From Marian Catholic, a 5'10" junior, number 23, Mary Basic. For Hinsdale Central, a 5'6" senior, number 21, Maggie Acuna. For Marian Catholic, a 5'7" senior, number 31, Stephanie Grubasic. For Hinsdale Central, a 5'10" senior, number 24, Kirsten Nelson. For Marian, a 6' junior, number 32, Kelly Stewart. For Hinsdale Central, a 6'1" senior, number 42, Morgan Kasparek. And for Marian Catholic, a 6'2" sophomore, number 34, Lauren Lacey. Hinsdale Central brings a 33-1 record into the game. The Red Devils are coached by Steve Gross in his 8th year with a record of 205 wins and 38 losses. Marian Catholic brings a 31-1 record into the game. They're coached by Shannon Reedy. She's in her 4th year with a record of 76 wins and 38 losses. Your officials for this championship game: from South Holland, Sheila Ashley. From Lansing, Jim Long. And from Downers Grove,
Hinsdale Central, 33-1 on the season. They have won 27 in a row. Marian Catholic, the top-ranked team in the state, play for this trophy. One team brings it home, sets it in the trophy case for all time. The girls' state championship in Class AA. That's what's at stake. Your starting lineups tonight for Hinsdale Central and for Marian Catholic. Your forwards, Stephanie Reith and Kirsten Nelson. They'll match up against Steph Grubasic and Kelly Dewitt. Megan Kasparek and Lauren Lacey in the middle, and then what a great guard matchup we have for you tonight. Kloger and Acuna against Minadero and Basic. Stacy, we've been here all weekend, and obviously great ball games, but there is just an energy in this house right now that you just cannot describe.
No, you really can't describe it. I want to jump out there on the floor with them.
We will let these two battle. Marian Catholic ranked 7th in the nation according to USA Today. Hinsdale Central, Marian Catholic. Somebody will bring home the big trophy. The Red Devils to start with Maggie Acuna. These two teams, the first time these schools have made it to the Final 8. They're playing for the state championship. Hinsdale, the western suburbs of the Chicago area, and of course Chicago Heights, the home of Marian Catholic in the south suburbs. Mary Basic with it. Lacey is a sophomore at the top of the key. This game figures to be quite physical. Both games Marian Catholic has played here in the tournament have been blood and guts games. Ploger and Minadero match up here, the offense-defense. Minadero rolls it in.
That's a big shot. She didn't care that the player was bigger than she was. She squared her body and took a nice jump shot there.
The early lead to Marian Catholic. Maggie Acuna, point guard bound for the University of Illinois. Ploger can shoot it. Bring it up.
There's Ploger starting off the game. She is their three-point shooting threat.
Melanie Ploger on the season now with 83 buckets from outside the arc.
She didn't shoot any three-pointers last game. She didn't really get an opportunity to. She took the ball at basket a few times, but she is their main shooting threat.
Minadero can stick it from there. Rebound snatched off by Kirsten Nelson. Remember now, neither one of any of the players from Hinsdale Central reached double figures in scoring. Acuna, though, will get it started for her team.
Maggie Acuna uses her body so well. She gets right past the player, and then she kind of leans on him a little bit and gets the shot off.
She is so dangerous once she gets into the paint. The early lead for the Red Devils from Hinsdale Central. Dewar kicks it back out to Basic. Basic sprained her ankle late in the semifinal game. Leaves that one a little bit short. Stephanie Reif, a sophomore, just brought up at Christmas time. She starts in the state championship. First shot from Morgan Kasparic. The Spartans from Marian Catholic to set it up.
Morgan Kasparic had a really good defensive game earlier against Johanna Salverson. Want to see what she does against Lauren Lacey today.
Dewar hit a huge three-pointer for Marian in the semifinals. Misses on that one. Head coach Steve Gross. He talked about the pressure it was to get down here, but I'll tell you what, once his team made it here, they have played about as loose as anybody we've seen on this floor. Reef back to Acuna. Kasparic in the paint. There's the strip from Grubasic. Basic on the run. And Acuna gets her on the floor. Mary Basic working on a bum ankle.
Yep, Marian's just playing good pressure D. They collapse, got the ball out. Mary Basic goes to the hole, gets fouled, and will go to the free throw line now.
We have a timeout on the floor, and that gives us a chance to remind you that this IHSA broadcast is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
This championship game between Marian Catholic and Hinsdale Central, and earlier head coach Steve Gross had said, you know what, our expectations were very high coming into this tournament because they had lost to Mother McCauley in super sectionals many years back, as well as New Trier last year. They said it always was very difficult for them to get to the Elite Eight, but once they made it to the quarterfinals, they knew for a fact that they were going to go full force and make it to the championship game, and we're seeing that here tonight.
And they lead it 5-2 here in the early going. Spartans' only bucket has come from Missy Minadero. Minadero with it. A lot of outside threats. Basic is an outside threat. Lacey with the now. She had the game-tying bucket to send it into overtime in the semifinals today. Very patient offense here, Dewar with the spin. And the left-handed push. Kasperick, the inside position.
It's a nice spin move by Kelly Dewar.
Here's your matchup on the other end of point guards, Acuna and Minadero. Nice bounce inside to Kasperick.
That's what Maggie Acuna does for you. She gets the ball inside, she gets it to the right players at the right time, and they're in a position to score.
3 different players have scored for the Red Devils. They have the early 5-point lead. Lacey the touch, and the touch out of bounds.
That's the defensive pressure for Morgan Kasperick. She did it all game, last game in the semifinals, and she's doing it again.
Now Shannon Reedy will go to her bench early, and she will bring in really an impact player, Maureen Simon. Steph Grubasic has a seat, only senior starter. Maureen Simon, 6'4" senior, headed to DePaul. Will be wearing number 33. Hinsdale running a spread offense with Ploger. They have gotten great contribution from every member of this team, about 7 or 8 deep here in the tournament. Runner by Ploger, no, here's Minadero. Right now, Marian Catholic needs to get into a rhythm. Hinsdale Central just not allowing them to do so. High-low to Simon. Strong inside. Again. This time it's Lacey. Kasperick away with it.
2 offensive rebounds, and they still couldn't convert. But that's the high-low action they need to continue to look for.
Hinsdale Central be giving away a little bit of size, but Kasperick bound for Iowa. Misses on that one. Still just 2 points on the board for Marian with 2.5 to play here in the first quarter. They will give Lacey that shot. Basic leaves a 3 short. Spartans a little shaky here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Dave, I don't see them playing with that same confidence that they play with in overtime of the semifinal game. I think Minadero's going to have to get them together and lead them.
She definitely is the spark. We saw numerous cuts in this offense, and you will continue to see them, but the turnover gives it the other way. Let's see what Minadero does, as she will bring it right through the Redbird at center court. High post Simon, low post Lacey, that's a bucket.
Right there. When Minadero has the ball in her hands, the offense always starts off better. Nice high-low post speed.
90 seconds to play in the first quarter. They leave Ploger open. Inside board, blocked. And the Spartans will have it.
Oh, it's a good offensive rebound, but Simon made up for it with the block.
We have players inside headed to major Division I universities. One of those, number 33, is Maureen Simon. There's Lacey on top. She'll fire from there. A lot of contact inside. Basic away with it. Dewar strong. It goes and count it.
Kelly Dewar continues to make big plays at crucial times. She knocked down a 3 in the semifinal game, and that's a big shot because their team really needed a spark.
Kelly Dewar, the 6-foot junior. Watch how physical this young lady is.
She goes to the basket really strong. She keeps her body control, knocks down the basket, and let's see if she'll convert the 3-point play.
We are tied at 7. Last 5 points that have scored by the Spartans. Shannon Reedy looks on, the head coach of Marian Catholic. Val Fleischman into the ball game. She checked in along with Michelle Rindak at the last dead ball.
just loosened them up a little bit.
But there's the cut from Fleischman, and she draws the foul.
Hinsdale Central is a very good passing team. They pass the ball extremely well. They know when to throw the bounce pass, when to throw the chest pass, when to throw the lob.
So I was going to say, so much of it is what kind of pass, but when to pass it. They have such great timing on their passes.
Their guards know their personnel really well and probably know which player to throw what kind of pass also.
Val Fleischman, a 6-foot senior. Puts the Red Devils on top by a point. Fleischman with 8 points in the semis earlier today.
She really stepped up, and they're going to need her tonight.
Minadero tracks it down. Woger giving her a little bit of trouble. Now Grubasic to come back in for Marian, replacing Dewart. Steve Gross in his post-game press conference following a semifinal win about as relaxed as a guy could be going into a state championship game. Final 20 seconds of the first quarter, the girls AA state championship. A little bit lack of concentration there, leading to a 5-second call. Shannon Reedy has a penchant for stamping her feet. You will hear it throughout the course of this evening. Last shot coming up. Acuna, the ball in her hands. Fleischman inside. And with 2/10 of a second left, the clock stops. Fleischman will go to the line.
Another good pass from Maggie Acuna. She gets the ball off just in time and gives them enough chance. Gives Fleischman a chance to shoot the ball.
We said Maggie Acuna bound for the University of Illinois.
Yeah, she breaks down the defense right there and gets the ball to Fleischman. Fleischman gets a good shot and is going to the line.
Now, one thing, if you're one of this young lady's teammates, is you better have your head turned facing her at all times.
Absolutely.
Fleischman has knocked down all 3 of her free throws. And that will end the first period. Hinsdale Central, the 5th-ranked team in the state, leads the top-ranked Marian Catholic Spartans after 1. We'll be back at Redbird Arena for quarter number 2. But first, we pause for these local messages. We welcome you all back here to Redbird Arena, the campus of Illinois State University, and we also welcome one of our viewers, a very special viewer, that is Stephen Joseph Babick. Well, Stephen's a little bit older than that right now. It's his 2nd birthday. Happy birthday, Stephen. March 2nd, 2000. Proud parents, Lisa and Jeff Babick. Jeff Babick, assistant to executive producer Jim O'Boy, engineer here for us in the IHSA television network. So congratulations, Stephen, and happy birthday to you. 2 years old. I love kids that age. Well, keep his eyes propped open, Mom, because we've got a good ball game for him here. Megan Kasparek leaves the 3 a little bit short. Five points in a row scored by Marian, and then followed by 3 free throws from Fleischman, and that's the difference in our game. They talked about in the 3rd-place game, Stacy, the fatigue. Right now, I don't think either team really feels it. I mean, they feel the mental fatigue maybe more than the physical fatigue.
Right, I think they're both running on adrenaline right now. This is a state championship game, and they're excited to be out here. And I think they're playing with good intensity.
Bodies on the floor. Minadero will track it down. Having trouble penetrating, so Minadero lights it up for 3.
That's what Minadero can do to you.
Missy Minadero had a pair of 3-pointers in the win over Marshall in the quarterfinals that electrified their fans and led the comeback from a 14-point deficit, and she's tied this game.
She hit a couple big ones also this afternoon in the semifinal game to put them over the edge.
We're exactly where we thought we would be, this close into the 2nd quarter. A little bit maybe lower scoring than we had imagined. But we figured there would be some rugged defense played. trying to free up Ploger for a three. Only 2 losses between these teams. Ploger.
It's like Marian switched to a 2-3 zone right there.
Ploger looked to take advantage of it right away. Minadero puts the ball on the floor to the hoop, can't roll it in. Lacey. They've had a couple of opportunities to finish inside and they couldn't.
Good hustle play.
Steph Grubasic. Was she just called for an offensive foul? I believe so.
Grubasic hasn't shot really well this tournament, but she's made a lot of hustle plays that really helped the team.
Mary Basic will have a seat Kelly Dewar to replace her. Into the Hinsdale Central lineup will be number 12, Lindsay Cosper, as Ploger will get herself a little bit of a breather. Back to Steph Grubasic. She is the only senior in Marian's starting lineup. Does not bode well for opponents for next year, with 4 returning starters.
You know, they're in the 2-3 zone.
Hinsdale Central takes a 30-second timeout.
That was a 2-3 zone. I wonder if Coach Gross was actually trying to figure out what kind of offense to run against that. He took Ploger out. She's their 3-point shooter. That's a 3-point shooter's dream, is to have a zone out there.
Well, you had noticed it the previous trip down, and all of a sudden, they, maybe a little bit out of sync. But right here, you can see Steve pretty animated, actually, in the huddle. Let's see, he has to get that 3-point shooting threat back in. One place you've been able to follow all of high school sports, and especially the girls AA tournament, has been IHSA.org. Over 8,000 pages on this particular website. You can go anywhere you want to go. Do you want live updates of this ball game? Do you want information on the teams? Do you want live video of this game? It's all right there at www.ihsa.org. Of course, make sure you get into that website here the next couple of weeks. The boys' A and AA tournaments will be featured heavily there. Acuna. And there's Grubasic again. And a foul, and they are looking at Acuna. Acuna, not quite sure, but this will be a foul against Hinsdale Central.
Grubasic continues to make hustle plays.
One thing the 2-3 zone does, Stacy, is it takes away the penetration from Acuna, where she becomes so dangerous.
And that's what she was trying to do right there. She was going to penetrate the gaps to open it up, but she lost the ball.
That is the second foul on Maggie Acuna. She will stay in the ball game. She and Cosper are the guards. Basic controls on the wing. She has a height advantage over Acuna. Simon will hold high. Fleischman right on top of her. Looking down low, Lacey can't get free.
Great defense by Hinsdale Central.
Minadero tries to make her way there, and Cosper will be called for the block. You talk about great defense. It's not always defense on the ball, obviously, but what Megan Kasparic is doing, denying Lauren Lacey the ball inside.
Yes, and the help side defense also. Everyone on the court right now, they're in their regular man-to-man defensive principles. Everyone's doing their job.
Minadero, 3. Simon, she's fouled.
That's a big offensive rebound for Maureen Simon. Hinsdale Central's got to put a body on the 2 big girls and keep them off the boards.
They have done everything but follow up the offensive boards. They've gotten them but have not been able to convert. Let's see if Simon can do it here at the line. Simon has started a number of games this year. She's come off the bench. Basically, for Marian, it's a matchup situation. What does Shannon Reedy want to do with 6'4" Maureen Simon compared to maybe a 6-footer in Kelly Dewar or Steph Grubasic?
I think their height advantage actually poses a problem for Hinsdale Central, especially if they get that high-low action working.
1 of 2 free throws will give the Spartans the 1-point lead. Second quarter, the girls' AA state Rindak into the ball game. Ploger is back in as well. A long skip to Ploger. Acuna doesn't shoot often from there, but she does it.
Big shot by Maggie Acuna. So not only can I take the ball to the hole, I can shoot the three.
That is her 20th three-pointer of the year, only about a 33% shooter from three-point range. But that three gives her team a 2-point lead. A little bit too far for Simon, and she's down. And they will hold up play for her.
Looks like she's okay.
Let's listen to the action in the girls AA tournament. That is body meeting hardwood. And we have a timeout on the floor. We've got the girls AA state championship, and we're back right after this. With Stacy Carney, I'm Dave Bernhardt, and with about a couple thousand Hinsdale Central fans in the front of us, behind us, Marian Catholic has brought their large contingent, and they have been the two most enthusiastic groups of fans down here in Normal.
Yeah, it's good to see kids come out and support their fellow classmates. I'm sure the girls really appreciate it.
Hinsdale Central up by a bucket. Acuna gets her penetration and gets it blocked. Watch out for Acuna. A timeout called by the Spartans. And you say watch out Acuna because that was very close to picking up her third foul.
Yes, and they definitely don't need that to happen. Not in the second quarter. They will not be able to afford to have her off the floor.
If you're enjoying the girls AA state tournament, don't worry, you've got more. The boys single A tournament comes your way right here in the IHSA television network. Next week, we come to you from Carver Arena in Peoria. Class AA tournament, and that will be followed 1 week later by the boys AA state tournament. So you are in the midst of a 4 straight weekend run of high school championship basketball action. We crowned Carrollton the Class A state champions last week in girls basketball. We'll do a AA here this week, and then A and AA. Friday, March 8th, you've got the quarters, all quarterfinals, semifinals, and state championship live right here on the IHSA TV network. Stacy, no surprise here. A tight ball game, a physical ball game. Shots are going to be difficult to come by.
This is the kind of game I really expected. These are two good teams. They're just out here battling.
Lacey at the high post, looking for Simon, and there's Fleischman. Good scrap by Simon to regain control.
Dave, I don't think anything's going to come easy in this game. Both teams are going to have to really work for everything that they get.
Drive all the way, count the bucket.
And that's what they need. That's what Marian needs from Mary Basic. They need for her to step up and play with Minadero, and they're going to have to run this team.
Basic has this deceptive speed. She takes this around the corner and covers a lot of ground, Stacy.
Because she's really long, and she gets around the corner, and she goes to the basket. You don't think she's getting around there, but she's there, and she scored.
She ties this game at 13. And it will stay that way. Kirsten Nelson the rebound. Marian will be in the bonus for the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds of this half. Long one on the way.
Wow, I don't know if that was a really good shot by Ploger. She wants to shoot the three. I think she was out at NBA three, though.
We take a look at these two teams. They come from the same general area of the state of Illinois. In terms of looking at how they match up, well, here it is. Scoring averages, about dead even. Both offensively and defensively. Field goal percentage, 46-44. They both shoot about the same from three-point range. Free throws, rebounds. Folks, this is why they're playing in the state championship and why we're tied at 13. Simon cannot get that free throw to crawl in for her. Now the Red Devils looking to break the tie. They have not really gotten the ball inside. Kasparik has been quiet here for a while.
That's a good hustle play by Simon. Biggest player on the court runs down the ball.
Now Marian a chance for the lead. They have been ranked #1 all season long. Their only loss came January 5th to St. Viator, and that, ironically enough, a game that Simon missed. A knee injury forced her out of action for a couple of games.
Got to get a little more air under the ball if they want to get it inside to Lacey. They're throwing line drive passes, and there's someone in the passing lane.
Defense definitely in control in this one. Acuna penetrates, bounces, and a foul on her way in. Missy Minadero will pick up the personal foul. That's her first. Fourth team foul against the Spartans. Kasparic will put it on the floor. Angles for position. Basic with the tip on the rebound. I think she may have climbed the back.
I think she did too. I'm sure coach would say if you were in front of her, you wouldn't have gotten a foul. It means box out.
Basic's first personal. See the clock, 2:23 to play in the second quarter. Boy, more bodies on the floor. Acuna to reset. Works around the pick. Kasparic found herself in a tough position. Nice job by the sophomore Lacey inside.
Yeah, I don't think Kasparic took a really good shot right there. She was a little bit off balance and wasn't able to square her body up.
Basic works on Acuna. Simon wants it.
That's the pass right there.
Simon could not finish, but yep, like you said, nice and high. They're letting a little contact go inside. Rindak says, why not? You want to block out? Look what Kelly Dewar did. Didn't get any help. So the Red Devils maintain possession.
You put that much body on your player, someone else has got to go get the ball.
Ploger on the bounce. There it is. A little give and go. Cut from Kasparic.
They're running the same play from the wing. They keep handing the ball off. They come and set a screen on the ball. Lacey's either got to step up and hedge, or she's got to help out and let Mary Basic get through.
Kelly Dewar will come back in this delay. She'll replace Basic, who just picked up her second foul. Basic with 2 fouls, Acuna with 2 fouls. 3 fouls from Val Fleischman. Stuck on 13. We've been here for a while. Final 60 seconds of the first half. You just look for the cracks in the defense and you do not see them. From the backside, Grubasic will pick up the personal foul. Her fans don't like it. That will be her second.
Catholic foul on 31, Stephanie Grubasic. Her second personal, 7th.
Stephanie Reap will come back into the game, or Hinsdale Central. She'll replace Nelson. Well, Hinsdale has gone 8 deep. Marian Catholic has played 6. Kasparic to the line. She just has 1 field goal tonight. We just can't get off of this 13-13 score. Grubasic works that right wing. Spartans like to hold the ball. They don't mind waiting 30 seconds for the final shot. They're taking away the penetration from Minadero as well, but she finds Simon. And Acuna just picked up her 3rd foul.
There's that high-low pass. Well, Maureen Simon posts, and she gets her hand up in the air. There's no one on the court that's bigger than she is. She gets that hand up there and really wants the ball, and somebody delivers it right to her. She should get a shot every time.
Maureen Simon, Marian Catholic, shooting 2.
With 16.8 seconds. Maureen Simon to the line, but maybe more importantly in this game, Maggie Acuna with their 3rd personal foul.
Yeah, this might be a good time. Yeah, that's a good decision. Get Maggie Acuna out there just in case. These last 16 seconds.
Steve Gross, I believe if I read his lips, said why. He would have given up 2 points in exchange for that foul. Simon misses yet another one. Final chance here for Hinsdale Central to close out the half. Casper up top. Ploger. She'll penetrate. She's going to go to the line with 2 seconds to play in the half. A chance to break this 13-13 tie.
I think Simon kind of bailed her out right there. She was going to the basket, but I think if she would have just stood her ground, she might have been able to get the block.
And a technical foul on Shannon Reedy with 2 seconds left in the first half. Oh my. Ploger will be at the line for 2 free throws. These are for the personal foul. That breaks the 13-all tie. They will leave Ploger there. She's their best free throw shooter. Shannon Reedy, the thoughts going through her head right now, one can only imagine. Three for 3, and none of them have touched iron.
These are big-time free throws. Everyone's watching. No one else is on the line.
That's ice right there. 17-13, still 2 seconds. Possession. A chance to get off one last shot. Rindeck to trigger. Ploger catches. Ooh, and that was dangerously close to a 3-point foul. But as it is, Hinsdale Central will go into the locker room with a 4-point lead thanks to Melanie Ploger's 4 free throws in the final 2 seconds of this half. Ploger leading all scorers with 7. But Stacy, this battle has been a battle from the opening tip. It has been a physical ball game. It has been one that right now is in control of Hinsdale Central, because if you feel like a 4-point lead is in control in a low-scoring game, well, I guess that's where we'd be. Let's go over to Lisa Prati. Lisa?
Dave, Coach Gross is here. You guys came out really strong early on offense, but right now it seems like both teams are pretty evenly matched.
Yeah, I mean, you knew it was going to be an even game, and I think in that second quarter, the fatigue from the first game started to kick in a little bit, and both teams were, you know, making a few mistakes that they probably wouldn't have made otherwise. And it's a physical game. You know, there's a lot of banging going on, and the kids have to adjust to it.
So what are you talking about now in the second half when you're going into the locker room?
Well, I think defensively we got to keep working on. We can't, you know, we made some mistakes when they shot the ball, and if they're big kids, if you watch the ball in the air, their big kids are coming and they're going to get it back, and we got to get a body on them. And then offensively, I think we got some shots, especially off the ball screen, that we can take, and we're not taking them. We need to shoot those.
Thanks, Coach Gross. You can see when they go into the locker room now, Coach Gross is going to tell them, look, the intensity level needs to be raised, and I think we're going to see that for both Marian as well as Hinsdale Central. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you very much, Lisa. And Stacy, I turn to you with 2 key moments in these final 20 seconds. One, Maggie Acuna picking up her 3rd foul, and number 2, the 4 free throws from Melanie Ploger. Those are the type of things that can turn games around.
Yes, they are, and just like Coach Gross was saying, they've got to stay mentally tough throughout the game. I know that they're both tired, but the good thing is that they both played the same amount of games. So, you know, at the end of the game, their mental toughness is really going to come into play. Maggie Acuna has to know that she's got 2 fouls or else she's out of the game, you know, and they need her on the floor. She's their floor general. She's going to have to run this team and keep them poised and under control. And the 4 free throws by Ploger were big. Those were big, and takes them to a 4-point lead.
There you go, a 17-13 halftime score. Hinsdale Central on top of Marian Catholic. Now don't you go anywhere. Much more coming up here at half outside snowy Redbird Arena. We pause for these local messages. The medals being presented to our 3rd and 4th place finishers in this year's Girls AA State Tournament. Let's go to Jeff Fritzen, our public address announcer.
Lindsay Umek. Jesse Miller. Sarah Brown. Heather Lau. Jenny Jamis. Christy Berwanger. Kristen Costenzo. Johanna Salverson. Melissa Bird. And Patty Hornan. At this time, please meet the Wildcats of Neuqua Valley, who finished the 2002 season in 3rd place with a final record of 30 wins and 6 losses. Let's meet the administration, coaches, and players. Principal Kathy Burkett. Superintendent Dr. Gail McKenzie. Athletic Director Barb Barrows. Head coach Mike Williams. Assistant coach Bob Mattingly. Assistant coach Connie Silliendal. Assistant coach Steve Treptow. And assistant coach Dave Brower. And now the Wildcats players, Melissa Schlegel. Andrea Zaycock. Ashley Dworchak. Kendall Meck. Lindsay Moran. Megan Ernest. Teresa Slowick. Erin McDowell. Jessica Jones. Lindsay Wisdom. Elora Ebed. Allison Swanson. Carly Chesko. Jenna Silliendal. And Laura Lawrence.
What do you think, Jim?
And now will coach Carl Kraus and the captains of Lake Zurich High School please step forward to receive the 4th place trophy. And will coach Mike Williams and the captains of Neuqua Valley High School please step forward to receive the 3rd place trophy. Attention Lake Zurich fans. Lake Zurich fans.
3rd place trophy
for the team
hoisted in the air by Neuqua Valley. Last year they had a 2nd place trophy and they were about 2/10 of a second away earlier today of playing in this state championship ballgame. And those young ladies will take that. Back-to-back trophies. Not too bad for Mike Williams and his club. We're at halftime here at the AA championship ball game. Your score, Hinsdale Central 17, Marian Catholic 13. We'll pause and be back after these words from your local stations. 33-1 Hinsdale Central Red Devils on top by 4 over the 31-1 Marian Catholic Spartans. Now again, everybody, I'm Dave Bernhardt along with Stacy Carney. Let's take a look at those first half statistics. Not a lot of numbers on the scoreboard, but some interesting numbers in the statistical sheet. And first of all, Stacy, it starts with the shooting.
That's right. The shooting has been pretty poor on both ends. I would say we can call it an offensive struggle, but let's just call it a defensive battle. They're not shooting very well. Marian Catholic 2 for 7. It'll be interesting to see if these free throws come into play at the end of the ball game.
On the other side, turnovers really have not been a major factor into this ball game, nor have points in the paint. So that's why we have a low-scoring game. We haven't had many buckets go down. Take a look at the individual scoring this ball game. You're not going to see any flashy numbers here. Melanie Ploger, 7 points, 4 of those coming from the free throw line. Maggie Acuna with 5. On the other side, Missy Minadero with 5 points for the Spartans. So you've got yourself a situation here where some teams have to find some offense. They have to find a way to get around the defense the other teams are giving them. And we'll see how that all shakes out. But first, we'll pause for these local messages.
I'm here with head coach from Marian Catholic, Shannon Reedy. And Shannon, what type of effect now is going to be on your team regarding the technical foul that happened right before the half?
Play nothing. I mean, it's just a typical thing with Maureen. I thought she was straight up. So, and it's just the same thing. I mean, she's a 6'4" frame. People want to jump to conclusions and the call is on her. And she's worked very hard to go straight up. But regardless, I think our team will be fine. You know what I mean?
Well, your team started out slow, but really you're evenly matched up now with Hinsdale Central.
Game between both teams. They're both playing good defense and doing a good job on the board. So it's going to be a battle to the end, I think. So it shouldn't have an effect, hopefully.
All right. Thanks, Shannon. Shannon Reedy from Marian Catholic. We're about to start the second half here, but we'll be right back after this network break.
Marian Catholic and Hinsdale Central. One of these two teams will walk away with the big trophy, the biggest one in the state, and that's for the girls' Class AA state championship. Red Devils to start with a 4-point lead. Right out of the blocks, the ball blocked. And blocking out and tracking down her own shot is Reed. Boy, everybody working so hard to block out. The ball bounced free. Acuna jump pass inside. Reed finishes.
Reed had Simon sealed right on her back. She gave Acuna a good angle and converted the basket.
Last 6 points of this game scored by Hinsdale. Kasperick makes it tough for Lacey to look over her to find Simon. Basic finds her.
There's a little bit more of that high-low action. We've got to have Maureen Simon hit a couple buckets down there.
We talk about the big players. The guard, such an integral part of this ball game. Acuna and Minadero, they were our featured players prior to this game. You take a look, pretty doggone even. Acuna with 3 assists. That's the difference. Inside, Kasperick and Lacey battling it out. That's pretty even battle as well. From the free throw line, Maureen Simon knocks down the free throw. Has her first make after 4 misses. Reef with the rebound. Now the matchup is Acuna and Minadero, at least on this end of the floor. Acuna has been guarding Basic when they flip-flop ends. Kasperick has an opening and got it.
That's a nice full speed, nice power move by Morgan Kasperick. Lacey was a little bit late getting there defensively, and so she had a pretty easy bucket.
Biggest lead of the game at 14. Basic around the pick. Minadero, that's right. Took that extra step before she put the ball down. Steph Grubasic comes into the game, replacing Kelly Dewar. Big leads in Marian Catholic are not a problem. They've gone both ways in this tournament, coming back from a 14-point deficit to win, and then having a 15-point lead disappear, but then leading to an overtime win. Basic looks inside. Minadero fires. Tough shot. Acuna running ahead of the floor to Kasperick. Catches and scores.
Great pass by Maggie Acuna. She's called Kasperick taking off down the floor. They got the easy layup.
That's a 6'1" player running the floor. 23-14.
Shannon Reedy can't be too happy about that transition defense they just played.
Basic cannot get around Acuna. Minadero had a look. Bakes it in.
Off the glass. I wonder if she called that day.
I think she'll just put it in her back pocket and go play some defense. 9-point lead down to 6. 5.5 to play, third quarter. Acuna draws the foul from Minadero. Couple of shots for Maggie Acuna coming up. Maggie Acuna to step to the free throw line.
Maggie Acuna's line, shooting 2.
Minadero will get a word from her coach, Shannon Reedy, as Acuna calls that first one in. Acuna does not overwhelm you with those scoring numbers. 8.2 field goal percentage, that's good. Free throw percentage, that's good. It does not measure what she means to this team on the floor. A 4-year starter. They have won nearly 115 games with her in the lineup in the last 4 years. 24-17. As they have in their previous 2 games here in Normal, Hinsdale has taken the early lead and has hung on.
We just had Mary Basic posting up for a second and had Lauren Lacey on the perimeter. I think that's because Maggie Acuna is a little bit smaller than Basic.
We have a timeout on the floor. You stay right there. We're back after these words from your local station.
Welcome back to the championship game. Right now, Hinsdale Central is in the lead. And, you know, believe it or not, Lee Hall is still here. And the thing is, he made a promise to Marian Catholic's nuns that he was going to do an interview with them earlier. And, you know, he cannot go back on his word, especially with nuns. So, Lee, it's all you.
All right, Lisa, yeah, the nuns and I go back to first grade at St. Bernard's in Peoria. Sister Joan Sorge, the power of prayer has worked for you in this tournament so far. You need another comeback here.
I think it'll work again. I believe it will.
Now, I want you to turn and look there now. They can't see your face painted there. She's got a little Marian Catholic face paint. Sister Mary Paul McCaw is here too, the superintendent. These girls have shown the ability to come back. Do you, in the words of Al Michaels, do you believe in miracles?
You have to. You have to, and if not, it's just been a miracle season. Played a lot of tremendous teams. They've had a terrific season, and we'd love to have it finish the right way for us. But, you know, it's just a great tournament.
The sisters are out in force tonight, and I just want to let you know that they don't boo the officials. They pray for them.
Thank you very much, Lee. They're the only ones in Redbird Arena that do. 24-17 coming up from the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. Little fade away from Reed. Good offensive board work. That's one thing Steve Gross said he needed to do. He needed his girls to be a little more physical from what he had seen in the first half.
Yes, and that was a really good offensive rebound. She's kind of just right in the right place at the right time. That's Kirsten Nelson, and now she's going to the free throw line. Again, those are players that are coming off of the bench that are stepping up in different ways. You don't always have to score, but going to get loose balls, rebounds, things like that to help your team, those are going to be very important things.
First time to the line tonight for Nelson. Victoria Grossnickel will come on into the ball game. She replaces Steph Grubasic. Grubasic will slap 5 with everybody down to the bench before finding her seat. Two free ones for Nelson. The lead back to 9, 26-17.
We've got some full court pressure here.
Dewworth will bring it up. Back to Minadero. That's who they need to have the ball in her hands.
That's right.
Basic with it. She's not really gotten on track tonight either. Change the look now. Dewar hard to the hole. Hinsdale away with it. Finally, the held ball. Possession will stay down at this end. It's a pretty calm Steve Gross there, and there's good scrap. This is state championship battle right here. Forcing the jump ball, and we play on. Good hand. Lacey comes up with it. Really did not catch that nor shoot any rhythm.
Lauren Lacey keeps finding herself out on the perimeter, and they need to have her inside to be an inside force for them.
Minadero to push. Little stop and go move. Kasperic, though, held her ground. The foul on Minadero.
That's a frustration foul. The ball hit the underside of the basket. Minadero was a little bit frustrated by that. Reached in there. Got an unnecessary foul there. Yeah, she's got to realize where she is under the basket and kick that ball back out. She came to a good jump stop, but it wasn't a very good shot.
That becomes her third personal foul. Hinsdale Central a chance here to go into double figures in the lead column. Ploger penetration. Skip. Rindeck fires. Kasperic the offensive rebound.
Another offensive rebound.
Hinsdale, the 9-point lead, does not have Acuna on the floor. They are content to play a little catch here. Good ball movement. Reef inside for the score.
That was nice composure by the offense. They moved the ball. They kept it moving, got the defense moving back and forth. Got a really good shot out of it.
Simon holds high, looks low. Here's Dewar, baseline drive, strong. Kasperic with the block. Nelson on the run. Hinsdale Central starting to exert themselves here. Three would have been huge right there. Basic to push the other way. Off the hands of Grossnickel. Not a good situation in order to get Grossnickel the ball.
No, Mary Basic has to take better care of the basketball. She's got to know, what kind of pass she's throwing to Grossnickel. That may not have been the best pass for her. But Marian's got to do something soon so that this game doesn't get out of control.
They have had to expend so much energy in their two previous games down here against Marshall and Neuqua Valley. Do they have anything left in the tank? A trail by 11, 28-17. The Red Devils, 33 wins, just one loss. They give it up.
There's a steal. Minadero trying to make something happen for her team.
This game was tied at 13. That's before Ploger hit 4 free throws in the final 2 seconds of the first half. Only in a couple of occasions have the Spartans really been able to run an offensive play.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of passing around the perimeter. I think they need to attack the basket a little bit.
Dewar picks up the dribble just in time. She's ready to be whistled for a 5-second call.
I think Minadero's got to get the ball in their hands.
There it is. Grossnickel inside for the bucket. Big bucket.
That is a big bucket by Grossnickel.
Victoria Grossnickel moves that scoreboard ahead inch by inch.
You see, that play was created because Minadero had the ball in her hands. She penetrated to the basket. Defense helped, and she kicked it right out.
See how much Marian pressures here on this final shot attempt from Hinsdale. Reed got caught, gets away with it, bringing it back to Ploger. Reed pulls up, bangs it home.
It's another big shot by Reed.
And we have a foul inside, and it appears if it's going against the Spartans. Count the basket. And the ball will stay down here. Here's that last shot.
Reef had extreme pressure on her. She had a nice shot fake, one dribble, pulled up, got the foul too.
5 seconds left. It's an 11-point lead here at the end of the third quarter. 3 ball.
Oh, that would have been a big bucket.
And that ends our third quarter, a huge third quarter for Hinsdale Central. They've taken a 4-point lead and have pushed it to 11. More from Redbird Arena, the girls' AA state championships, following these words from your local stations. Hinsdale Central by 11 over Marian Catholic. Both these teams play in the suburban Chicago area. They've met some common opponents. Hinsdale Central have played Mother McCauley, St. Ignatius, along with Marian Catholic. Take a look. Similar sort of results, wouldn't you say? An overtime win over McCauley and a 38-36 win for Marian Catholic. Let's listen in to Shannon Reedy in the huddle here at the end of the third quarter.
You guys gotta roll off those screens, okay? Stay away, okay? And we gotta chip away just like we did against Marshall the other day. Chip away from that point. We gotta get a defensive possession every single time. One and out. Get the rebound and push the transition. Then come back up.
Yeah, I think what Shannon Reedy's saying is right. She's trying to kind of light a fire under her team. They need some defensive intensity. They need to get a stop and try to make a play.
They get a rebound right there. 7.5 minutes to play in one of these two team seasons. Simon can't get the hook to go. She crashes the board hard. And she will get the foul.
These are shots that Maureen Simon usually hits. She's taking good shots, just not knocking them down.
Again, I come back to how much energy can be left. You're playing your third game in just a shade over 24 hours, and they have been emotional ones indeed for Marian.
Yeah, the games they played against, who did they play, Dave?
Marshall, and of course, Neuqua Valley.
The Neuqua Valley game that took them into overtime. That was an emotional game for us, too.
And we were just watching it.
So I know, you know, when you get so high over a win like that, it's hard to bounce back from it. And right now, they look a little bit mentally drained and physically drained.
Ploger. Bang!
That's the kind of bucket right there that can just break a team. You know, it takes it to a 14-point game.
33-19, 6:45 to play in the state championship. Hinsdale Central starting to put the hammer down. Basic runs her way to the bucket.
That's a big bucket for Marian.
That is one of the easiest ones they've had tonight.
That's right. And I think they're going to have to attack the basket and try to make something happen rather than settling for passing the ball around the perimeter.
Dewar pressuring defensively, but the Red Devils to maintain possession. Steve Gross working it. Gross has a record of 93-4 in the last 3 years, and it could
feeling it.
Increase as Melanie Ploger drills another one. She has 13 points.
She's feeling really good right now.
Minadero. Now will they count the bucket? Yes.
Right back at you by Minadero.
Well, Minadero will try to pick up a 3-point play in the conventional manner. Boy, how about Melanie Ploger? 2 trips down the floor. Boom, boom.
Those are big-time threes, and those are not regular high school threes she's shooting. I think those are NBA threes.
She says she doesn't care where her feet are. You know, you see a lot of players that'll look down, check where their feet are. She doesn't care. If she feels she has a good look, up it goes.
That's a shooter for you.
Minadero gets her 3-point play. She has 11 points. Full court pressure, delayed momentarily for Reef to come back into the ball game.
See, Ploger's the leading scorer tonight, but they're still getting a very balanced scoring attack, and they have so much bench production. Everybody on the team is contributing in their own way.
They have all contributed defensively, to be sure. A pair of players with 3 fouls.
Weissman in the corner. We're under 6 minutes. Kasparic, good quick first step. Weissman on the bounce to Reef. Open, 3-ball. Yes! Stephanie Reef!
Stephanie Reef said, hey, Ploger, you're not the only one that can knock down the three. I'm shooting it too.
Ploger now Reef. 39-24. Minadero answers.
Minadero said, we're not going away that easy.
Clock stops, 5:24 to play.
What Marian can't afford to do is trade baskets right now. They're down 13 points. They've got to get a defensive stop.
Acuna gets away with the push-off. At least that's what the Marian Catholic fans believe.
This is a physical game.
Ploger pops out again.
Oh, hard fall there.
Melanie Ploger, a 5'5" junior. You look at Mary Basic talking to her squad.
Ploger's been such a scoring threat from the outside. She gave the shot fakes and got right around and they tried to catch up and she got the foul.
Simon will sit down. The lob goes nowhere. Kasparic could not free herself up. 5 minutes to play in this state championship game. Grubasic, strong, scores.
Move by Grubasic. That shot was created because Mary Basic was very aggressive going to the basket.
39-28. 15-point lead comes back to 11. Acuna into the paint. Ploger.
Oh.
Basic and Kasparic.
There's some really good hustle out there. Both teams, they're not giving up. They're not quitting.
And we have a timeout on the floor.
And the great staff here.
We are in the fourth quarter of this state championship game, and as we saw earlier with Hinsdale Central in the semis, Dave, these guys are very creative in their paint, and you guys did something different this time. No letters this time. You actually put T-shirts on.
Yeah, I don't really think it matters what we do because it's always the better-looking fans that win. If you want to purchase your own Hinsdale Central jersey, purchase it in Town. Only $60.
They're very confident here at Hinsdale Central, but as we all know, Marian Catholic came back at Marshall from 14 points, so there's always that option. Back to you, Dave.
Yeah, that's right, Lisa. I don't know if the Hinsdale fans were there for that ball game, but I can tell you right now, Marian Catholic is not done in this one, down 39-28. Here's an update on the scoring. Melanie Ploger with 13, Stephanie Reef with 9. They've combined for 3 3-pointers. Missy Minadero trying to put the team on her back for Marian Catholic.
And that's what she's got to do if they want to have any chance of cutting this lead down.
There is urgency now in the Spartan camp. Inside position, nicely done by Dewart, and a foul stops the clock with 4:07.
Right now, Marian does have to take some chances. They're going to have to shoot the ball fairly quickly, and everyone's going to have to crash the boards.
We've seen how aggressive this team is. Shannon Reedy has had a seat here for the entire second half after being on her feet for the entire tournament. In the first half, she picked up that technical with 2 seconds left in the first half. Every point counts now for Marian. Dewar knocks the first one in. A free throw here will cut it underneath the lead, underneath double digits. 9-point difference. Half a quarter to play.
See a full court pressure by Marian.
The timeout called by Hinsdale Central. Steve Gross will take it. He wants a 30-second timeout. As full court pressure was put on by the Spartans from Marian Catholic. So we said Steve Gross, what a run he has had. Of course, 205 wins and 38 losses in his 8 years. But the last 3 years, his teams have gone 29-2, 31-1, and they come into this ball game 33-1, 93-4 overall. And he has an assistant coach. You can see her in the black hair, right in the middle of your screen, Becky Wagner. I'll tell you what, Becky Does she have an exciting night tonight? You can see her right over Steve Gross's shoulder. Yeah, tonight is exciting, but how about this summer? Becky will be getting married at Comiskey Park this summer. The reception to be held underneath the right field bleachers. That is sweet. Congratulations, Becky. Married at Comiskey Park, and then a reception under the bleachers. Beautiful. He's not thinking about that right now. Sorry, husband-to-be, but she's got 4 minutes of basketball to worry about. Quickly, Acuna inside. What a great feed from Acuna to Rindak.
Hinsdale has the offense so spread. They're moving. They're constantly moving. So unless Marian, denies full, they're going to get open looks like that.
Rindak to the free throw line. He does not reach the scorebook yet. 6 different players have scored for the Hinsdale Central Red Devils. That's the way it will stay. It's a 9-point difference. The top-ranked team in the state, the Spartans from Marian Catholic, on the move. They've been ranked #1 all season long. They are ranked 7th in the nation by USA Today. Minadero brings them within 7.
That's why she's an all-state today.
A 15-point fourth-quarter lead is down to 7. We still have 3.5 to play. The state championship at stake. Kasparic with it outside. They get it in the hands of Acuna. Holger didn't like what she saw. Reef, the sophomore. Tracked down by Rindak. What a great offensive board by Rindak.
That's a great offensive board. I'm not really sure that's the shot that Coach Steve Gross wanted right there. They've got the lead by 7, but Marian's kind of on a run. They don't want to give them any easy opportunities.
Just by hanging on to the ball now, you take away just a bit of that momentum. But a tough pass from Acuna to Kasparic will turn the ball the other way.
Momentum is definitely in Marian's favor right now. They need to capitalize on each possession and get some defensive stops.
The timeout situation, Marian Catholic has 3 full timeouts and 1:30. Hinsdale 3 fulls, and they are out of their 30 timeouts. High post, Lacey. Minadero gets freed up, and a whistle. A little bit of frustration now starting to show on the faces of Hinsdale Central. Loger called for that foul. She did not like it.
She's got to be careful not to react at a crucial time and get a technical foul.
We've seen that happen already tonight to Marian. 7-point difference, 2:28 left.
Dave, this is where Marian's confidence comes into play. They're looking a lot more confident than they were the whole game.
Great feed inside Lacey. She'll go to the line with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left.
A good post speed. They've got to have some production out of Lauren Lacey, especially here in these last 2 minutes.
Lacey has had just 1 field goal tonight for her 2 points. And in the tournament, she had 17 points and 9 rebounds in the semifinals earlier today. She is their leading scorer on the season. 2 free throws on the way. It's a 6-point game.
That's a big free throw. They hadn't been shooting free throws very well. This game only going 6 for 12 prior to that shot.
What do they say? It's not how many, it's when you make them.
That's right.
Get a look at the turnovers, points off turnovers. Marian Catholic starting to capitalize. 39-34, a 5-point difference, a 15-point lead down to 5.
Oh, that's great hustle. Harry Basic just threw herself on the floor to try to deflect that ball away.
Basic getting down now with Floger. Kasperick, they want Acuna to handle it. Minadero and Acuna. Acuna wins this battle. Ploger, we're under 2 minutes. Kirsten Nelson will give it up to Ploger. The question is, did Marian fall too far behind? A minute and a half to play. Hinsdale fans want a foul.
Hinsdale showing some really good composure right here. They've got to take care of the basketball at this time.
And how long do they wait before Marian fouls here? It's a 5-point game with 1:10 to play. Kasperick still with it. Ploger, they're content to play catch.
Coach Reedy hasn't signaled for them to foul yet.
We have a minute left. We're under a minute. Inside Ploger. 41-34, under a minute. Basic. Uses a dribble. Dewar. Foul, Kasperick.
Dave, I think they may have let a little bit too much time run off the clock on that last possession.
They lost over a minute.
That's the 6th team foul.
And then the moment they relaxed, Hinsdale give them credit. Whether they were trying to foul or not, you had to hang on to that ball. In the final 2 minutes of a state championship game, they did. They found Ploger inside. There's the matchup, Acuna and Minadero. And here's Kelly Dewar. She's made all 3 of her free throws tonight. A 5-point game. Timeout called, Marian Catholic. Shannon Reedy will take it. He will take a full timeout. She'll use the full 60 seconds to figure out how she wants to play in the defensive end. Now, obviously, they cannot wait that long this time around. Now on the other side, Steve Gross working the Hinsdale Central huddle. Here's where we stand with 45.7 seconds left. It's a 5-point difference. 3 timeouts apiece. Both teams will be in the bonus on the next foul. Possession arrow, how crucial it is right now that goes to the Red Devils. Long pass. Ploger comes away with it. Somebody has to foul. It will be Dewar. You heard the discussion in the huddle. I have 4, I have 4. That was Maureen Simon who has 4 fouls. Stephanie Grubasic with 4. 1-1 now for Ploger, and that's who they want to be shooting the free throws.
Yeah, Stephanie Ploger's had a great game today. She's shooting the ball extremely well. She's 4 for 4 from the free throw line.
You see 85% on the season. Ploger, 16 points. And there's Melanie's mom. Oh, how long those 39.7 seconds are going to be for her. 2 for Ploger. A 7-point difference.
Marian's got to attack the basket. They've got to attack the basket.
They do with Lacey. Off the glass. And the timeout called by Marian. Each time they get it within 5, it gets stretched to 7. Let's first go to Lisa Prati. Lisa.
Dave, I've got a group of fans right here from Marian Catholic that are going to support the team no matter what. Give me a cheer, you guys. You guys have been here the whole time. No matter what happens in tonight's game, you follow them throughout the entire season.
Doesn't matter if they lose or win. We support them. They win always down the state. Number 1, baby. Number 1.
The fans here feel they're number 1 regardless of what happens in tonight's game. Full support from the Marian Catholic Spartans. This fan Club right here doing an excellent job. Back to you, Dave.
Thanks, Lisa. And that's one thing we've seen, Stacy. We've seen maybe as enthusiastic a groups of fans as I can recall down here at this tournament.
Yeah, and all these the family and friends and all the people from their school or classmates, they've got to be so proud of both of these teams. They're both laying it all on the line, giving 110%. It's been a long season, and it all comes down to, the next 29.6 seconds.
Marian now with 2 timeouts. They have 1 full timeout and 1 30-second timeout. We'll be shooting free throws on every foul from here on out. 29.6 seconds. And they will just let Kloger bring it up. She's not going to get that ball up unless she has to. She's going to get a 5-second call here. Basic poked it away, free ball. And the possession arrow, as we noted, goes to Hinsdale with 16.7 seconds to play in a state championship game.
I guess the decision not to foul is because Kloger had the ball in her hands.
She was not going to give it up, though. Basic ties her up.
That's a good play there.
Is 15 seconds enough time for Marian? It is 2 possessions, and 1 has to be a 3-point possession.
They've got to go with it.
Minadero pushes. Can't wait too much longer. Clock under to 7. Minadero. Short. Nobody touched it. It will go to Hinsdale Central.
Well, Dave, in a 2-possession game, you've got to go to the basket first, then come down and shoot the 3. They didn't really know what they wanted to do right there in that possession, so ended up taking a 3-point shot.
Steve Gross gives the big hug to Maggie Acuna. And now 1 by 1, he will remove his players. 2.5 seconds away from a state championship. What an unbelievable feeling it has to be in those people, and as well on the Marian Catholic side. And that is it. Your 2002 state champions, the Hinsdale Central Red Devils.
Look at them celebrating. They've got to be so happy and very proud of themselves also.
For Steve Gross, this has not been just a 1-year journey. Last year, he was the #1 team. He was the team favored to win it all. That dream got derailed in the Super Sectionals. This year, they took care of business and bring it all home. On the other side, Marian Catholic, they were the #1 team in the preseason. They maintained that #1 ranking right up until the final horn.
It was a well-fought game, well-coached game. All the kids laid it all on the line. You can't ask for a better championship game than this.
The final score, Hinsdale Central 43, Marian Catholic 38. Maggie Acuna, her last game in a Hinsdale Central uniform, gets the big hug from Morgan Kasperick. 4-year starters for Hinsdale Central. What a way for those two to go out. Let's go now to Lisa Prati. Lisa.
Oh, man. Dave, I'm here with Coach Gross. And Coach, first time making it to the tournament, and you win it all.
Oh, it's just fantastic. I'm so proud of our kids. I just can't believe it. I mean, they're so excited. Our fans were terrific. It was just, it was terrific. It's been a great weekend all around.
Well, that makes 28 wins in a row for you. And Marian Catholic stayed with you the whole time. They were actually looking like they were going to come back.
Yeah, and they've done that so many times. We really had to close it out. I was really proud of the way our kids were able to fight off such a great team as Marian.
And Maggie Acuna, excellent job there on offense as well as defense. She definitely drives inside regardless of her size.
Yeah, she's carried us all year in terms of handling the ball for us and distributing it. You know, she's one of our captains, our team leader, and you know, she's a special player. I think she's one of the best point guards in the state.
Well, Coach Gross, congratulations on a fantastic win. And next to me right here is our player of the game, Melanie Ploger. And Melanie, you had a fantastic game, scored 16 points for your team, and just the feeling of winning a state tournament, what's it like for you?
This is amazing. This is what we've worked for all season, and our dreams have all come true. This is an amazing feeling, and Marian's a great team, and they played their heart outs, and, you know, second place is not bad.
When did you know that it was only moments away that you were going to win the state title?
I don't know. We felt good all game, but I don't know. These last few minutes of the game were awesome. We all played together. We all stayed strong, and we played awesome together, and that's what we did all season, and that's what we did tonight, and that's why we won.
Well, Melanie, congratulations on an excellent season, and the state champions here for the Class AA girls basketball tournament. Melanie Ploger is our player of the game for the IHSA television network. We're going to be right back after these local messages.
To win a state championship in a team sport has been a while, so it would be something special. The rap on us is that we win the individual titles, but the individual sports, but we have a hard time when it comes to these types of sports. So we've talked about that. You know, that'd be terrific if the girls could bring one of those home.
Have they seen the 1909 trophy?
Every day. Those guys look good. We've heard that joke many times, that you know, we're almost as bad as the Cubs, or maybe worse.
Coach Kevin.
Not tonight, Steve Gross, not tonight. Let's go to Jeff Britson, our public address announcer.
Assistant coach Dave Klepchak. Assistant coach Neil Harrington. And now meet the Spartans players, Jessica Mitadero. Alyssa Diapise. Marie Barker. Melissa Fleming. Lauren Rail. Nicole Barker. Katie Calhoun. Victoria Grossnickel. Liz Jacoby. Brea Banks. Maureen Simon. Lauren Lacey. Kelly Deworth. Mary Basic. Missy Mitadero. And Stephanie Grubasek. At this time, please meet the Red Devils of Hinsdale Central, who finished the 2002 season in first place with a final record of 34 wins and 1 loss. Let's meet the administration, coaches, and players. Superintendent Dr. Roger Miller. Principal Dr. James Ferguson. Athletic Director Ken Schreiner. Head Coach Steve Gross. Assistant Coach Becky Waugh. Assistant coach Andy Lautz. Manager Leslie Alapado. And the Red Devils players, Megan Theodore, Lindsay Cosper, Margaret Filestra, Allie Cabot, Michelle Rindak, Nora Burdell, Val Fleshman, Megan McNaughton, Rachel Bassler, Taylor Frawley, Liz Nelson, Melanie Ploger, Stephanie Reef, Maggie Acuna, Kirsten Nelson, and Morgan Kasparek. And now will Coach Shannon Reedy and the captains of Marian Catholic High School please step forward to receive the second place trophy. And will Coach Steve Gross and the captains of Hinsdale Central High School please step forward to receive the championship trophy.
Those pictures tell you exactly what high school sports is all about. The young ladies that bring home the championship trophy bring it home to Hinsdale and their classmates at Hinsdale Central High School. Tonight, 43-38 winners over Marian Catholic. They will never take those medals away from Hinsdale Central. And for Marian Catholic, Shannon Reedy, their head coach, before this tournament started, actually before the Super Sectional, talked to her team. Shannon played on the 1988 team for Marian Catholic that lost in the Super Sectionals. She comes back, brings her team downstate, and says, you know what, let's go down here, let's have no regrets. They come in second, but Stacy, no regrets, first of all, for Marian Catholic.
That's right. They laid it all out on the line. They had a tough semifinal game. They had to take a lot of emotion, a lot of pride to get through. And they came out here and they fought as hard as they could. This is a great state championship game. Hinsdale Central, it was just their night.
Indeed it was. It was their fourth quarter. Our player of the game, Melanie Ploger, 10 points in the fourth quarter. Her 2 3-pointers electrified this team, and it was another 3-pointer from Stephanie Reeve that really got them going, built them up to the 15-point lead. They needed every point of that lead.
Yes, they did, because Marian started to make a run at the end, but it just wasn't enough time. I think those 3-pointers were key in this ball game.
Lisa Proddy and Lee Hall have been working the sidelines for us for this entire state tournament. Let's go to them now.
Dave, we had a wonderful time during this tournament. We saw some of the best basketball played all year round right here at Redbird Arena, and I know you feel the same way.
Yeah, Marian Catholic, 2 great comeback wins to get to the championship game. It just wasn't to be tonight. Hinsdale Central just was not going to let it go here tonight.
We had exceptional play by Lake Zurich. We saw Marshall play. So there's just a number of teams here that definitely deserve to be downstate. And we had a wonderful time courtside here reporting.
Sure did. Sure did. Enjoyed it. Glad to be here. See you next week.
Absolutely. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Nice job, Lisa and Lee. And Lee mentions next week, the next 2 weeks. That's right. If you've enjoyed girls basketball, Class A and AA, the next 2 weeks on the boys' side, you're going to like it as well. We go to Peoria next week, the Class A boys state championships, and then 2 weeks from now, the boys AA. It's been a great week here in Normal for Stacy Carney. I'm Dave Bernhardt. Thanks for joining us right here on the IHSA Television Network. Congratulations, Hinsdale Central, your 2002 state champions.